Hello everyone, I am Zarbaliyeva, this is Ayan Niftaliyeva, and we are from Salam News team. Today we have a very special guest with us. Michal is with us in here. He's a very famous Poland writer, director, and he directed a lot of successful films. So we are so happy to have you in here today with us.
Hello.
So in your opinion, what are the main ingredients of making a film?
You have to have a lot of courage and a lot of strength inside, and this will take time. You have to plan your life for years. Sometimes it's going fast, but very often it's a project for years. So make the project or make up the project that you will be able and you will be happy to be with for years. So you will be older, you will be fascinated by new things. Take something, maybe good literature, maybe good script, maybe write something that is very important for yourself in your heart, that will stay with you for very long.
Yeah, that's right. All right, so what were the biggest challenges you faced with during making a film?
Film is combined with challenges. Actually, it's a challenge every day. So the big challenge, first of all, is to write a good script, to pick the good material, to pick the subject that is very interesting, and write the characters who have interesting lines of their dramaturgy, to have interesting message at the end of the whole. So the film is about what is the message, what is important you want to say through your film, and this is something that is most crucial. As for obstacles, then you get on the shooting period, and the obstacle is time. You need to do all your job in the time, so you have to think it first, what you can do in this amount of minutes, in this amount of hours that you have been given by producer, by the budget. Also working with actors is sometimes tricky and difficult, but it's, you meet a lot of characters in this work. Sometimes on the set you have hundreds of people, sometimes more, and you need to work together with them and guide them to the port you are going to together.
Yeah, I see. Like, it's a teamwork, it's a hard work.
Yeah.
Well, how do you choose the main roles?
It's a difficult process, and I mean, it lasts, and I pick always for a long time. I do the castings. We call it in Poland zdjęcia próbne. I don't know exactly how to say that in English, but after casting, you have these picked actors and actresses that are the most. They are fitting the best to the roles. I think, but still, I need someone who is the best of the best. So I do another round. That's the final of this, let's say, contest. Yeah, probably you're right.
So we heard about the difficulties of being a director, but what are the pros of being a director? What are the good parts of it?
Well, it's a magical and it's a miraculous kind of job, because you made up something, you think about something, you write something, and then you see it happening, and it's like a dream online. I mean, it's like a dream in real life. Yeah. So this is amazing. There are many very good relations with very interesting people. This is a very interesting job. These are very aware people, actors, producers, and staff. They read a lot, they watch a lot. So the talks, they travel a lot, and the talks are very interesting and very intense all the time. I love this job. I don't know. I love this job. Although I didn't mention one thing among obstacles, that collecting the budget is very tough, because of course it's a lot of money. You have to hire a lot of people, and they have to trust your project, which is very sometimes intimate, sometimes very unique, and it's hard sometimes to tell people who have a lot of money. You need to. I would like you to invest in my project because, and then you have to have very unique answer to this question.
Yeah. Well, since we're talking about money, what do you think about foundation in movie sector in Poland?
I'm a member on board of Polish Filmmakers Association. I have the view on it from more than 10 years. And there are, again, I think Polish Film Institute is something that Andrzej Wajda and Krzysztof Zanussi and Agnieszka Holland, they started it, and it's amazing. And it's like professional groups of people decide which project is the best, which script is the best, which films are to be funded, which are most possible to be good quality films and important for audience. So I think this is something unique that we have, that abroad it's very rare that this kind of institutes work this well as Polish Film Institute. But also it's, to be honest, it's a little too close to politics. It has to be, but at the same time it's a little too close. And there's a lot of tensions, and there's, sometimes, very often when you choose one project over, I don't know, three other, those three other projects, feel there's something over this decision. So there's lots of rumors around institute, and as for other funders, there's not many. We are now in time that we need money from Polish television, for example. Am I not saying too much of the inside of Polish industry? Okay.
We're gonna cut it out.
Yeah, just cut it out. There's like 1 minute after the whole interview. Well, TV is in struggle because it's been now decided whether the big document about how to say it, whether it will be funded by Prime Minister. And we're waiting for this decision. Nobody knows what's happening, and the commercial TVs are very, very commercial. So, with the unique artistic projects, it's not that easy to find the funding. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that's true. So, as my last questions, what projects are you working on right now, or what projects are you planning on to work in?
I have 3 projects right now that are in a stage that I can mention them already. There's like animation based on Marcin Szczegielski. Marcin Szczegieł. Yeah. And it's very famous film. It's very famous book. I'm planning to write the script and direct the film on. It's called The Theater of Invisible Kids, and it's about kids from orphanage during the war period in Poland, civil war period in Poland. They did a theater in the middle of the city, and milice got to know about that, and they treated it as some kind of rebel. But at the end, it showed something very touching and very important. The other one is already, script is written together with my friend Bartek Janiszewski. We wrote a script about Stanisław Grzesiuk. He's the legendary bard of my city, Warsaw, and it's in history. It's his story of his last years. But when he became very famous for writing memoirs, and very famous for singing his songs, and at the same time he was almost at the end of his life. This will be fiction, this will be historical, this is a very big film. It's also already has some awards as a script. So I'm very close to making it. And I'm working on one serial at the same time, so more or less.
Well,
yeah.
I'll be checking them out as soon as possible. So I'm passing the mic to my friend, Ayan Niftaliyeva.
Thank you. My question will be more than rather creative and mostly about the younger generations that are interested to be a director. So my first question is, how do you know that which features should a person own to be a director or scriptwriter? Like which features?
Which features.
Yeah, characteristical future characteristics.
What it takes to be a director.
Yeah, qualities. Yeah.
Character. The character. What do you have to have in a character? Patience. Lots of patience. And at the same time, you have to have passion. Lots of passion. So it's this mixture together that you have to have passion to write, to, I don't know, climb the big mountain of, a year of writing a script. You can do it and you want to do it and you are sure you will start and finish the whole project of writing the script. And at the same time, you will wait for funding, for the producer, for the actors to be available to play in your film. So there's lots of waiting at the same time. And sometimes, as I said, lasts 4 years. So this is it. You have to be team leader at the same time also. You have to be, in a way, friendly to people, be a friend of the whole team of people. My option is I know them by heart and I talk with everybody and I love them and I think they love me. But sometimes it's the good part. Also sometimes when somebody is, out of focus and everybody is focused on something and we have to do some things fast. Because on the set, you need to do the scenes, like you have 7 or 5 a day and you have to do them. Because then you will have to move them somewhere and it sometimes needs some more budget or you will never be able to make these scenes. Yeah. So everybody has to work precisely when it's the time to work, and you have some obstacles which I didn't mention. For example, you need to shoot the sunny day and there's a rainy day and you have to think fast what to do to make this sense.
Be practical.
To make it, some kind of wise change in the script, in the scene, that the rain is okay. It's that it looks like it's your choice, or it looks like it's the gift of God that you have this rain on this day. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. And you said that a person should have a passion and love that you have for your profession. Yeah. And did you had a thought about giving up on what you're doing, ever?
Again, sorry?
Did you have a thought to give up on what you are working? Of course I'm very curious about that. Because you look like a person who's very passionate about his work, and the profession was one of the love of your life. So I'm really curious about that answer.
Whether I was to give up.
Yeah.
It's a funny situation because I started my work. I wrote the script. I sent it to some kind of contest. I didn't really plan to write the script. My friend was telling something about the contest, and he said there's this topic that you're writing about someone who's different than everybody else. Oh. And I had the story in my mind, and I wrote them. I sent it. That was my first script. I was 19. And it won this Polish competition. Then it won the international part of this competition, and they gave me the money for the film. That's how I got to be the director. Oh. So it was quite by chance, quite by surprise. I also had Mr. Krzysztof Zanussi, who you may know. Mm-hmm. He called me directly. He found because I had an interview back then in the medias, and he somehow found contact to me. And I was calling back because I didn't answer the phone. I didn't know who's calling, and I had something to do. And he said, I remember his voice, and he said, "Hello, Mr. Michał, are you in Warsaw? We need to meet." And he helped me a lot. I'm very grateful to him for that. But that was a nice start. I did a film. It was cool, and it got to many festivals. And I was like, I thought it will be all easy. But then with my next scripts, I had to wait many years to make something. And I was like, every school has different approach to the film, to the script. And my kind of films that I wanted to do didn't fit in any of the schools for like 3 years, something like that. So that was the moment I wanted to drop it, But then, almost exactly in the moment I wanted to drop it, my idea for the film got to summer film school in Vgik in Moscow. And I went there and I did a film which was documentary during 10 days, and it got to festivals and it gave me some new energy. And then I did my most important film, which also got finally to the program, which is important, first documentary in Poland. And this one got to Oscar shortlist and Sundance and many festivals. So, but each time I was to give up, and even after that, I have lots of thoughts. I have 2 children now. It is difficult to combine your budget, your home budget, for life. These are very tricky situations. You rely on, I don't know, kind of lottery. It's not at all, I mean, not on the whole, it's not a lottery. It's, decisions of many people, but sometimes it looks like lottery. And there's like, now situation in Poland is that there's many very good projects, many promising, good films on the table, and which will be funded, you never know. So this is why I want the most stable life, which I'm looking for now.
Thank you. And I'm really curious about how do you take the inspiration from maybe from the real life, maybe imagination? How do you start to write something like a scriptwriter? I think it's a very interesting question for most of the younger generation who wants to be a director.
It's different. Every time it's different. The film I mentioned that went to Oscar shortlist, it was one phrase that stayed in my mind. My friend said that there are girls, it's about a woman who's in prison, and that there are women who each day as a resocialization, they go out to seniors' house, for example, they make friends there, and for a couple of hours they are there. Just so it helps them to get back to society and understand what's valuable. And so it stayed in my head, and I was walking with this. I didn't plan to make documentary. It was documentary, and it stayed in my head. I couldn't move it out. So finally, I decided to look for the character in the women's prisons, and I found one. And she made friends at the time with the old lady who was very joyful, optimistic. So it was a mixture of different approaches to the life, and that kept me fascinated with the birth of friendship, of these two. As for writing, also there's something. Sometimes you hear the story, you hear a lot of good stories, but among them there is always something that you cannot move away from. It catches you totally. So that's why I take decisions. I always give myself time for that.
Thank you. And we have lots of actors in Salam Film Festival, like younger generation. And what do you look for in an actor when you're choosing in props? What do you look for the first glance when you look at a person who wants to be an actor in your project?
I have to believe the person that when he or she transforms into a character, I believe that she or he goes through the things he or she is showing on the screen. Not that he's acting or she's acting, but he's really in it. And he really feels pain or joy or happiness, whatever it is. I need that to be very authentic.
Thank you. And I think the last question is, I'm really curious about that question. Do you have any project that you put away for a time that's also like you are now working on it? You just wrote it and it's like stands there, and you don't dare to open it to the society or to offer to other, ministry and other teams, organizations.
I always open to the projects to the society, even on the early level. So there's no such project, but lots of projects I put to the shelf that they're waiting. Maybe I will come back to them. Usually I start to write something new instead of going back to because it's fascinating to go back to this, but you can have a lot of work just reading back your stories from years ago. and I am the kind of person that I have always, ideas for new films. Yeah.
What's your impressions about Salam Film Festival? Because you attended the previous Salam Film Festival and this year's Salam Film Festival. What's your impressions and thoughts about our festival?
I think it's amazingly organized. It's my second Salam Film Festival. Whenever I will be able to come back, I will come back willingly. And I love it here. I love Baku. But I love the organization of this film festival. Also, the way that kids, and I would say grown-ups, teenagers that are here participating, their time is, organized, and what they are given: amazing films, amazing speeches. For example, yesterday's AI, CGI presentation. That was something. But in this point, I need to say, I'm amazed by organization, but I'm very much amazed about the participants. Because yesterday on this presentation, I was just saying, there's been so amazingly meritorious questions from the audience, and everybody was quiet, and everybody was listening, and everybody was fascinated. And I had this impression that you are the generation which knows so much about CGI, about filmmaking, about visual storytelling, that very soon you will be amazing experts. So
Thank you. Thank you so much. And this was our last question for this interview. See you in our next interviews. Bye-bye.